Good morning, Ms. Miller.
I am the Sister Mary Oliphant of this show. You guys all start talking before we're on. I'm like, shut up.
And then we all just stop.
Class! Because you're wasting all your best, important information. If it was not said on the Stephanie Miller Show, it did not happen. Okay.
That's true.
So you were saying, you were looking at that, because you're a nerd.
Right.
You look at the COVID tracker every morning.
Yeah, New York Times sends me a listing of California, Los Angeles County, and the United States.
Yeah.
And LA County is down 7% from yesterday. And yesterday we were down 8%. And a couple of days before that, we were down 10%. So we're doing the right thing. We're going down.
Yes, and perfect timing to open all the bars and restaurants and gyms.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, everybody, let's do that.
Yeah.
Maskless.
Let's screw it back up. Yeah.
Oh, my God. What is wrong with people, Jody? You couldn't pay me to go to a restaurant now. Or why now? We're so close. I was saying.
It's stupid. I mean, we've gone a couple of times to a couple of Mexican restaurants in our neighborhood because the tables are outdoors and they're at least 12 feet apart.
Yeah.
So it's very safe, and everybody's, all the servers are shielded and masked up. And, if somebody comes up to me, my mask is back on. I'm not going to talk to a server without a mask on because I think that's rude. I do see people do that, and I don't like that.
Right.
But there is a restaurant down the street from me, and I was happy they reopened, but the tables, it's like the tables are 6 feet apart, but the chairs aren't. So when you back up, you're now next to somebody. So that doesn't make any sense.
And I hate to say it, but there's these cases coming up of people that have been vaccinated or people like us that have had COVID that get it again because of, there's so many variants out there, and you're obviously not 100% protected, even if you're vaccinated or if you've had it.
That's like with the flu. You can still get the flu even if you've been vaccinated. You just don't get the side effects.
Yeah, you won't get hospitalized or die.
Right.
But yeah.
Right.
But anyway, I just, we're so close. And we were saying anecdotally, people like Travis and my friend Trish and people are, I don't even, the funniest thing, this tour they're doing, the American Rescue Plan. I'm like, you don't even need it. We get it. We got a check in our bank account. We got a shot in our arm. It's like, they've almost God bless them. They've overlearned the lesson of not bragging enough about the last recovery plan and the ACA. So I get it. But I mean, I feel like that's why this is already so wildly popular because, they're also, executing it so brilliantly and quickly, right? I mean, people already have gotten, shots and checks in their bank account, right? If you're a United or American, you've already, they've rolled back the layoffs. It's having real world effects, don't you think, Jody? I mean, immediately.
Well, yeah. I mean, even in LA, they've just added 2 more groups of people that can get vaccinated, which are janitorial services and transit workers, which I think should have been higher up in that.
Yeah.
But
I'm getting an extra.
At least
I'm getting an extra job.
Group. You're going to get a new job working the subway.
Get an extra job.
You can be an Uber driver, Steph. Put some miles on
No,
the
bus
car.
driver. She could be a bus driver.
Oh God, no.
I could be a janitor. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, that's why I just don't get the whole. We're so close.
Movie theaters are opening back up, and it's like I'm not sitting in a movie theater for 2.5 hours with a bunch of people that will be taking off their masks. There's
that
no
sounds
doubt
terrible.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's craziness. Okay. Yeah, and I was saying they're just such a giant.
Wheel of right-wing hypocrites.
This latest story today. After their bosses spent nearly a year flouting public and health and safety guidelines like mask wearing at work, going as far as dismissing CDC warnings about the COVID pandemic, many Trump White House staffers and aides at every level work shamelessly to get on the list of special recipients for the COVID vaccine. In the waning days of the Trump administration, with nearly 2,500 Americans dying of COVID every day, what had been envisioned as a triumphant vaccine rollout soon developed into Hunger Games style chaos. Like everything in the Trump administration, right? Just self-interest, chaos, incompetence, confusion. Even members of Operation Warp Speed and on the White House COVID-19 task force say they were left in the dark when several caught wind of the seemingly random vaccinations of healthy young federal employees. They suspected that vaccine doses were being siphoned without clear accounting from the nation's overall supply. Remember, we were like, oh, I wonder what happened to all those that they promised the states that didn't exist, all the COVID doses. But Jared really has the gall to open his big yap in the Wall Street Journal when he belongs in prison for probably 16 different things as well. A team of infectious disease experts, for instance, from the CDC were deploying to Guinea and the Congo to fight an Ebola outbreak. They were vaccinated against Ebola, but not COVID, despite the evident hazards that they faced, so that Jared and his friends could get vaccinated, right? I mean, it's just...
Yeah.
This is what, right? This is going to be, it's landmines. This is going to be for years, stepping on different Trump landmines, right? We'll be like, oh, it's worse than we thought. I can't. Okay, this, Jared, I'm going to lose my shizzle, Jody. So he wrote a piece of, he maintained a silent, Sean, could you ready every shut up drop that we have? Despite maintaining a silent profile since the clattering end of the Trump presidency, he broke his silence with an op-ed for the Wall Street Journal. In which he patted himself on the back for his work in the Mideast. Oh, shut.
I wish you could just shut your big yapper.
He urged Joe Biden to build on the progress he made. I can't.
Oh, God.
Shut up. Hey. Shut the hell up.
Yes.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Okay. Oh, he also slapped taxpayers with a $24,000 hotel bill as a farewell gift for his late December trip to Israel, where he can pretend to be the the peacemaker of all. I can't. Right? Didn't he broker peace between countries that weren't at war?
They broker peace between countries that are already very friendly to one another.
Right.
Like Encino and Tarzana.
He offered surprising praise for the Biden administration because he's a shameless suck-up that's trying to rehabilitate his image. I can stand friendly. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a long show, Jody. You're gonna have to take over because I'm gonna be talking through my fist. I can't stand this friendly. I hate them so much. Okay, so the piece extols the success of him basically. And he said, we're witnessing the last vestige of what has been known as the Arab-Israeli conflict. Oh, really, Jared?
Oh, please.
Oh, really? You brought peace to the Middle East. Oh, I just can't.
Oh, bitch, please take your line of bull down to the corner market and sell it there, because this five and dime isn't buying your line today.
Sean, that is a good suggestion. I am going to write a rebuttal Wall Street op-ed that just is entitled, Bitch, Please.
Oh, bitch, please.
And that's the beginning, that's the title, the body of it, and the end of it. Just that.
Yes.
He's just, they're so soulless. And he writes, while many were troubled by the Biden team's opening offer to work with Europe and rejoin the Iran deal, known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, I saw it as a smart diplomatic move. How many exact do you think Joe Biden thinks what Jared thinks about? Kushner writes that Biden should hold firm in working towards a new deal with Iran, insisting that any deal include real nuclear inspections and an end to Iran's funding of foreign. It did! The original deal. The original deal did. It did all of that. I don't just.
Shut the up. Shut all the way the up until you reach the top of Shut Mountain, where there are no more ups to shut.
Okay. All right. Can we impose a cone of silence in whatever prison he goes to, where he must always? Do you think that could be in the judge's order? You must go to the top of Shut the Up Mountain and stay there.
Probably. I see no problems with that.
Here's a little hypothetical for you, Stephanie.
Yes.
What would you rather, Trump go to jail or the whole family be silenced forever and not go to jail?
That is
this is like a fantasy situation.
That is a terrible existential dilemma to put me in. Okay. All right. So President Biden, the president who is Joe Biden. Biden who is president, who is President Joe Biden. The president, Joe Biden.
Last week, I said help is on the way. This week, I can report this isn't just on the way, it's here, sooner than many ever thought possible. Over the next 10 days, we'll reach two goals, two giant goals. The first is 100 million shots in people's arms will have been completed within the next 10 days, and 100 million checks in people's pockets in the next 100 days. Shots in arms and money in pockets.
I just let that sink in. In the next 10 days, 100 million shots in people's arms and 100 million checks in people's pockets. You really don't even need a tour for this. I mean, this is one thing that's like, we got it. President Biden, again.
When the Congress last year passed the CARES Act, the Congress created a committee of inspectors general to make sure every penny of that money was spent as it was directed. But one of the first things the previous administration did was fire the head of the Inspector General's committee. So when Congress passed what was intended to be a small business relief program, it instead became a free-for-all for well-connected companies. And mainstream businesses, from hardware stores to beauty salons, that needed the help most were left behind. 400,000 are now gone. We will not let that happen this time.
Okay, and one more, President Biden.
I learned from my experience implementing the Recovery Act just how important it is to have someone who can manage all the moving parts with efficiency, speed, and integrity and accountability. That's the sort of management we've seen in our fight against the virus with Jeff Zients, our COVID response coordinator. And today, I'm pleased to announce and introduce another gifted manager to coordinate our implementation of the American Rescue Plan, Gene Sperling.
Joy Reid said on Twitter, people who vehemently oppose lockdown measures, masks, and even vaccination ought to explain to the rest of us how they think pragmatically society should bring the pandemic to an end. Otherwise, they should admit that they are willing to accept mass death so they can just so they can hang out. I mean, isn't that what it's down to? And it's just frustrating to look at the countries that have handled this and what they did. And it's the opposite of what we're doing. It's just everyone just does it for the good of society, right? I mean, it's endlessly infuriating. Kyra, with a great tweet, she said, after I got my second shot, I cried as I drove away, not just from relief, but for the 500,000 people who won't get to, 536,000. I didn't get it for a return to normal, but because now I can go to the store without feeling like I'm risking my kids being orphans, and because I don't want to see another 500,000 die. I mean, doesn't if just everyone had that basic impulse, right? To protect me, my children, the rest of society. It's just such a, okay. President Biden talking about vaccinations.
President Trump helped promote the vaccine among skeptics, sir, especially the Republicans who say that.
I'm hearing a lot of reports from serious reporters like you saying that. I discussed it with my team, and they say the thing that has more impact than anything Trump would say to the MAGA folks is what the local doctor, what the local preachers, what the local people in the community say. So I urge all local docs and ministers and priests to talk about why it's important to get that vaccine.
Yeah, you know what? I've heard that more and more, Jody. It's really true. It's just once again we're the ones we're waiting for. We have to do this. You have, it's like some people getting family and friends back from QAnon or whatever crazy conspiracy, anti-vax, whatever thing it is, right? I mean, it's just ridiculous how this has been publicized to the degree that Republicans are the most likely group not to want to get a vaccine. And you're right. We got to bring them back one loved one at a time. Mother, father, brother, sister, spouse, friends, right? I think he's right. Local doctors, local preachers, just saying, please, for your sake and your family's sake, and we love you, and we want you to. It's like we got to make people part of the community again. You're right. Like, first of all, you will die waiting for Donald Trump to do the right thing on any subject, right? And it really is true. It's just, that's even gay rights. Look at gay marriage. No, thank you, Mr. Pope. Stupid. But my point is, it's because you know somebody. That's when the polling changed for marriage equality, because you know somebody, because it's, your sister or your, favorite redhead or whatever. Not in your case. You're sadly straight. But my point is, other redheads.
I'm not sadly straight.
She's pretty happy.
Sad for me. Sad for me, not for you. It's all about me. All right. Is it that? Is that why? Okay. 49 minutes. That's, I made her straighter. Okay.